G'day, YouTube Necro6 here. Now, at the end of my last Jacksepticeye video, I mentioned I'll be putting or editing in a bit about the fangame project I was working on. But in the final product, the episode wound up being 3/4 of an hour long or so, and I decided to make this a separate video. And coincidentally, it's about time that I've actually managed to get 10 subscribers for my channel, so yeah, for those 10 people, thanks a lot. And so I'm just going to make this little Beat Me 10 subscriber special. This is the second video I've managed to release about my fangame project. The first one I did was just a test battle I did in RPG Maker 2003, but this is VX8, so it's a more powerful engine. I don't need to do as much in terms of sprite work for like battles and stuff. And I don't have a lot done at the moment. I still need to do enemy sprites for what I have done so far. I've got the majority of the playable characters implemented and finished. All their abilities and equipment is done. I've got their sprites ready, though some of them still need a little bit of work, and a lot of the textures I have actually made, such as the opening levels here, are they're pretty basic. I made them all in Microsoft Paint. I intend to add a little bit of texture to them as I go, but it's more of a case of actually like exporting the default textures of VX8, and once I know what sprites I'm going to be using, I will be able to edit them a bit better so they look not so much like bland in terms of color. Like with these trees here, you can see that and the flowers in the background as well. There's not a lot of detail to the trees, and I do intend to add some like leaf textures and stuff. The flowers, I'll probably add a little bit of shading onto the leaves and the flower heads and stuff. But yeah, it's all just a beta stage of the game, and I will put a bit of polish on it when I'm nearly done. I actually intend on making that a meta joke as well. It's like the game's not completely finished in terms of the game's lore. But anyway, I could be talking about this all day, but I just want to do a quick preview of the game in the early stages, just so you sort of get the point of what the plot is and what's going to go down, and introduce the playable characters, sort of thing. And this is sort of based off of, in a way, it's sort of like a parody of Sword Art Online. And if you've never heard of it, as far as I know, it's an anime series. Don't know if there's any manga or something to go with it, but it's an anime about a video game, MMO RPG, and if you die in the game, you die in real life, because your soul's like linked to your account or whatever. But I also implemented a sort of the AI is taking over and trapping us in the Matrix sort of thing. And so I sort of mishmashed those two together. And as I would have mentioned in previous videos, it is a YouTuber fangame. Like, it's gonna have YouTubers in it, like implemented characters like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Pewdiepie. There's also Cryaotic, RPG Minx, who has worked with them before. There's Manlybadasshero, who has collaborated with Minx and Krism. And then Minx's partner Krism is also going to be a playable character. And separate from that little interconnected web of YouTubers, there's also TearOfGrace and Huts, who are both Twitch streamers and YouTubes, a bit like Minx, Krism, Manly, and Cry. They all do Twitch as well. And then you have PopularMMOs, Minecraft and Roblox YouTubers, so Pat and Jen, if you know of them. And then a whole heap of other YouTubers who aren't playable characters, going to be NPCs like two of Markiplier's friends, Bob and Wade, they like Moskirm and Lord Minion 777. They're going to be NPCs at one point, and they can give you hints as to a certain side quest you could do for a good reward. Characters like Yami Mash and even MatPat from Game Theorist are going to be optional boss battles of sorts. And so you'll actually be able to fight like Yami Mash and MatPat and even Cinnamon Toast Ken, among other people. I'm trying to think of other YouTubers to expand the list of different characters as well. Like, I thought up of a funny joke to do with the Minecraft YouTuber Dan the Diamond Minecart, which more or less involves just you walking into a mine, finding a diamond minecart, and the flavor text is, there appears to be a man sleeping in there, you decide not to bother him. That's more or less it. It's just a subtle nod to him. But yeah, I actually don't really follow a lot of YouTubers, so my knowledge is very limited. I only know about certain people through videos I have seen on YouTube, through the YouTubers I do follow, and stuff like that. Anyway, that's going to be like ages in the future when the video is actually finished, that you'll be able to see all these different characters. Some of them you will recognise if you subscribe to them. Some characters might go over your head, because it will just be a subtle nod to them. They won't really be part of the plot in any way. But, yeah. I'll just quickly boot up the game and just run through a new game. I won't bother doing any commentary or anything over the top, mostly because I don't know how loud the music is going to be compared to it. I am using like a copyright music at the moment. Some of it's ripped from video games, some of it is from like royalty-free YouTubers. If I do ever get my hands on a music program, I'm going to attempt to write my own music for it. It's just sort of something unique. And what else is? Yeah, I could do dialogue for different characters, but it's actually pretty warm here in Tasmania at the moment. It's nearly December, like it's only 4 or 5 days away at the time of recording. And I did mean to do this video a lot sooner, I just haven't found the time. Because I have work and I had other projects I need to do, and I just realised that the bloody volume on my headset was turned down, so that probably explains why the hell my microphone's been a bit quiet lately. Well done me. Anyway, I'm going to switch my microphone off in a second and then load a new game. I'll try not to skip through the dialogue too fast, just so you'll be able to read it, if you'd like to try and do your own little voice acting in your head. But I tend to read very, very quickly, so I might end up skipping through certain bits of dialogue. And if you do see certain bits that look a bit weird, I haven't quite gotten the hang of doing like movement events and stuff like that. I actually intend to add cutscenes, like make my own little movie cutscenes in a sort of comic book style. Because in terms of the art style, I want to harken back to one of my most favourite RPG games of all time, Phantasy Star IV, The End of the Millennium. I actually bought that on Steam the other day, so I'll be able to do a Let's Play on that once I've finished the other 3 games, because you can get Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4 on Steam with the Sega Genesis Collections Pack as DLC, and then I have Phantasy Star 1 on an emulator program I downloaded. And I do intend to get onto them when I finish doing Jack to the Future. And so I need to hurry the fuck up and make videos if I want to get around to that. Anyway, microphone off, let us begin. Okay, so that's more or less all I've managed to do for the game so far. You may have noticed a fair few typos and errors and stuff, and you can definitely tell that the enemy sprites haven't been implemented yet. Yeah, there's quite a few pop culture references in there already, if you haven't picked them out. Like when you first start the game, the very first line from the Overmind AI character, "Awaken my child," and something for the glory that's your birthright. It's like a reference to StarCraft, for example. So anyway, let's quickly save here. And I'll quit the game. Actually, I'm definitely going to do a lot more for this video. I might do an update when I manage to add the first YouTuber guest character into the game, and once I manage to make a few more cutscenes to replace what's already there. Like just having little sprites jumping around on the map doesn't look like much, but I'll actually get a clip from Phantasy Star just as a point of reference to the sort of comic book style cutscenes I want to implement. I might even record just a little session of the Phantasy Star IV that I downloaded on Steam, just so I could add in a point of reference. But anyway, I think I'll leave it at that. I'm sort of tired at the moment. But anyway, if you managed to stick around to the end, thank you so much for watching. This is NecroCastXIII signing off. Good night, YouTube, and stay classy.